Hello guys and welcome back. I'm sorry for the background sound you have here. That's the dishwasher. I suddenly set it out. Don't know why, but it's what happened. Okay guys, anyway, this is a new thing here I'm gonna do. Is rising a old giant, what they call them, I don't know, but this is an old big club, okay? So here we are in Norway, in Fredrikstad. This is the second division. Premier division. That's the third division in Norway. Okay, it's the third division in Norway. This is a town that is not. This is a club not so long away from Oslo. Oslo is the capital in Norway. So this was a big club before. So when we start here, we can look at their history in a bit. They have won the Norwegian Premier Division 9 times. They were here in the year, which year are you, my friend? You are in almost 2008. They came second place in the top division. They won the title 9 times, the Norwegian Cup 11 times. So this is a big team, but suddenly something happened here, and they went to the first division, that is the second tier, and then they went to the division 3. And we are finished with the season. Okay, so is this a team you should go for? The team is 1903. They have okay reputation. We go to facilities. For me to come here, for you to take over this club, have to be a long-term investment of your time to build up this team. So what do we have here, guys? The thing you have here is you have Fredrikstad Stadium. They have their own stadium. The stadium, which seems well, the capacity is built in 2007. To be even in a top division in Norway, this is big, because 12,525 is big stadium in Norway. I think they can. I have checked them a little bit on Google and checked a little bit information. They can fill that stadium, guys. They can fill it in some games. But if you come to Europe, God knows what you will do. So this club have absolutely based on stadium that should be in the top division. So okay, so it's a little bit like Sunderland. Okay, so in this series I will go to different clubs. That I will not only go to England. I have already done a save with Leeds, got them to Premier League. I can upload that, but for later. But this is a little bit clubs that we maybe don't think about that much. So the club is there, and the region is important when you go down, because you will recruit players. So you can recruit players, a lot of players. Fredrikstad have a lot of clubs around it, so you can recruit players, young players, and not so many young players. So what else? The training facilities average is okay when you're tier 3, but this have to be done something with. Okay, in Norway you don't have that much money. The thing was, when I came here, the finance was well. For a third division Norwegian side, it was well. So I had 85k to use on players. You don't need 85k. But what's important, if you're going to play with the Norwegian team down the tier here in the second division, you have to include all players in Norway, maybe Iceland. Include them in the database, because it's a lot of players you can get. If not, you have to go out on a transfer budget. There are a lot of free players. Just use your time. Go look at third division teams and pick up players from there. And the thing is, Fredrikstad have high reputation, I understood, down here. So I went to my old players from other teams wanted to come to us. But one of the facts here, guys, is you have to sell players. I'm up to the season is over. I have £626,000 in balance here. That's good. Projection says I will get some more money. I think I will get more than this, because I will also sell players and we will get a little more. But the thing is, as you can see here, our wage will almost double itself, since we are going to promotion now. We won promotion, guys. We won promotion. So the turnover will go up, the expense will go up, but you will also get sponsor money. It seems that this club have a lot of sponsor money, and the other thing is that the value of the players increased when the season was over. So I can sell some players, so you will get some money in, and these are small numbers, but the values are low, guys. The values are low. You have also some good players in the youth team, so you can get into the club. So here, let's go look at the team. Okay, this is the team. You want to look at the table first? That's what you want to do. Okay. We played the table, guys. The league table is here, and it's for, I think 2 or 3 is more than 1 in the second division. We became 1 point behind Brattvåg, I think is okay, and That was sad. That was sad. We should have won it. So we went to playoff. The thing is that they expect you to come to the third round of the Norwegian Cup. We went to the fourth round. We got some money there, some important money, and we also defeated a Premier Division team on our way. So we filled the stadium when we played against them. That was very good money. We played against two Premier Division teams. We defeated one. We lost against the other one. So those two games financed a lot for us. And in the series here, we come to second place. So then they don't need you to get promotion right away. But we got promotion right away. And we played against a team here that's called Moss, this team. This is the city beside Fredrikstad, I understood, and they have a derby when they meet each other. But Fredrikstad is the big stadium. And when we can go look at the stats here a little bit. Team stats, we've average, we can look at team detail here. Okay, average attendance 4,442. We filled that only 35%. I think in the first division we can maybe increase this to 5,000-6,000, and that's a lot of money, guys. That's a lot of money. So based on, for example, Moss here, they had only filled out their stadium 7%, but we are in the same time, maybe the same town, so maybe that has something to do with it. Anyway, guys, you look at the first the tactic. We can take it all over. I'm not gonna use a long time on this one, guys. For me, it's more cool thing to do. I've always played with the big clubs, and now start to make go down. Is it cool? First, start with that. Is this game? Yes, the team is good. You have all the necessary. You have what it takes to come up there, guys. This can be a long and good and funny save. The good thing with the Norwegian series is that it's very short, 26 games or something like that. So it goes very fast as well. But one thing you have to, I didn't consider when I start. I didn't look at the contracts of the players. I went only looked at the contract at the junior players, the youth players, so I can bring them up and give them 100% contract. All of these players almost had 1 year contract. So suddenly I started losing players. And that's the important thing when you start a game here. Go in and sign a 2-3 year contract with your important players and your youth players, so you don't lose them. I have lost some players, yes, and I just was more into the game, see how this is, but lost some players, but I can live with that. Okay, anyway, guys, the thing is here, I came to a team. You have one goalkeeper called Håvard Jensen. Håvard Jensen, I think he's not a sweeper goalkeeper. I tried him. I think I used him as a sweeper goalkeeper. Did I? Yes, but he's not a sweeper goalkeeper because his acceleration is low. But again, against teams in this division, I don't know. But for me, this is not a sweeper goalkeeper in that terms, because his passing is 9. Maybe it's good at this level. I don't know again. His one-on-ones is 10. His acceleration is low. His decision making is low. But his main attributes is like you see here, aerial reach. His jumping, his bravery, his communication. How is that? Yeah, it's okay. Concentration is good. So he's a good goalkeeper in a way. He's punching, reflexes. So this is what he's good at. And yeah, he's a big goalkeeper. Now he should be wait a little bit more, shouldn't he? 78 is low. As you can see, his value is 4.5. His contract here, because Norwegian season starts a little bit different, is 2020, so you have only 1 year contract. You see, season ends in, I think it was in October or something like that. So, November, because we went into playoffs. Anyway, so this is a good goalkeeper. And one other point you think you should be also ops, boys, that I chose to have all Norwegian players in the database, but not a big database. So what's happened was suddenly my players were starting to play national games. For example, this player is born in Norway, but he can also play for Dominican Republic, and then he was suddenly called in and played games there. So you start losing players on playoff game. I didn't have my striker there on the playoff game. So okay, anyway. And that's a goalkeeper. Your second goalkeeper is not a good goalkeeper, Alexander Carstensen. He's wanted from other clubs, but that's because his contract is going out and will not stand in his way. A year, and the wage is not that high, but you cannot use him as a second goalkeeper even in the second division, and now we're going to the first division. So, but he have a bullet potential. Okay, but if his potential, then this is not good enough, and he will not be better by sitting on my bench. So either have to give him a new contract, loan him away, or just let him go. So I will let him go. Mikael Ingesmir was a player in my second team, I think it was, or a junior team, I'm not sure. He was 17 years old. What you have to do in the lower division, in my opinion, is you have to look around, guys. You have to see, what can I do? This is something you can build on, right? His aggression, yeah, is high, okay, but his tackling is high, so this will go up and up. That's no problem. His leadership is good. 17-year-old, 18-year-old now, with a leadership of 11. That's very good. His physical will also be well, and his dribbling is not that bad. He was injured, so he have gone a little bit lower. He played for me this season as a right back. 8 games, 1 goal. 2-time player of the match. That's not bad. And he also played 3 cup matches for me. So this is a player. I think based on I have get promotion, I have to maybe loan him away to let him play some games. Next year he's not 17, he's 18 to 20. They should play a little bit more. So last year was okay. He was 17 years old. Anyway, I bought him. You should bring him up from your second team. You can use him. He was my second right back all season and made a good job there. Then you have John Mes Muvoto. I brought him in because the central defense is really bad. You had one good central defender. His name is Mats Nielsen. He's from Denmark. Sorry to say I didn't give him a new contract. He became my third central defender. So that's your best. His jumping is good. His pace is low. Generally, all of our pace is low here. His strength is okay. His positioning is not that good. And look at his mental. I don't think that's so good. And his tackling is also marking, but his heading and jumping reach is good. So that can give you some goals if you have a good free kick taker, set piece taker, call it whatever you want to. So I used him in 10 games. He came to Fredrikstad the year before. He had played in the first division. He had been in Iceland playing in the top division there. So this is a good player, but he's going, I think, to the top team in Denmark. For me, he was a substitute, so that is shame that he's not there because then I have to get a new player in. I know who I will bring in. Okay, anyway. I brought in as my fourth defender my John O'Shea that can play all over. This guy. Talak Bright Taylor. He's Norwegian. His crossing is 1. His dribbling is 1. His technique is 1. But his jumping reach is good. His natural fitness is good. His pace is good, so he could give me something new. He got both the jumping and the pace. That's important in a way. His stamina is really, really bad. I can't believe this. 189, but he's 95 kilos. So okay, that's maybe the reason. His concentration, everything here is bad. I just almost got him for free, wasn't it? Yes, I had to have a fourth defender. So this is the guy. And now I'm selling him for 190. I hope I can get some money for him. If I can get 90 only, get some money. That's good. Didn't play a single game. Only a stop to shoot once in the cup. But you don't know, going with 3 defenders can be scary. I also brought in this guy. I also wanted to bring his brother. This is a team. They played in Skyde. Skyde was in first division. Now they play in your division. So I thought this is gonna be my main team to. When I got the players from there, it was very important for me because I'm taking their players that are your competition in a way. And they came on third place, so we took the playoff from them. He played for me. He had some mistakes, Anyway, I brought him in. Low pace, okay, jumping reach, okay, strength, He had good leadership, good positioning, good work rate, good teamwork, decision. He kept calm in a way and a little bit. So he played 25 games and has also played some games as left back, So yeah, if you want to buy him, as you can see, it was not that cheap. I had 80k to start with. I used 10k on this guy. Remember, players here don't have agents, so that will be okay. Jakob Lindstrom is also in your team. This player I used as a right back because your wingers here in these lower divisions, they don't have tackling, they don't have bravery, they just go one way. So you need a fullbacks who can compensate for that, to can help you out. Jakob Lindstrom have played some Swedish international game. I don't know if it's this year or he have done it before. But anyway, the guy played right back for me, 4 assists. He got how many yellow cards? 5 yellow cards and 2 yellow cards in the cup. So as you can see, his aggression is high, so but his tackling is okay, you know, his positioning is well, his teamwork is well. He can play as a ball-winning midfielder, I think, also. Was central midfielder and defense if you want it up here, but I used him just as a defender, and it worked well. You know, his crossing is okay, his dribbling is okay for a defensive back. You know, his value is also high, you know, so you can get some money on him on the long term. I won't sell him for next season. Then you have this guy, Ludwig Begby. This is my only left back in the team. His value is high, you know, and he's 23 years old, so I have to give him a new contract. He played for me 27 games, 2 assists, but my left side was a problem, especially in the start of the season. I lost some games because of that. His defensive part is not that good. As you can see, his marking is 8, his tackling is 8, his positioning is 9, and his decision making, his concentration, his bravery, it's not good enough. But you don't have much better. So again, when I was starting to watch some of my games, I thought, my God, it's coming so many goals from my left side. So some games I had to use Kim here as a left back because he was defensively well, but offensively awful. So that's something you can do there. But yeah, you should do something with your left back in the long term, maybe as soon as possible. In midfield, you had Andreas Hagen. I think he was in the team. Yes, I think he was in the team. If not, he played as a deep line playmaker for my team, and yeah, his tackling is good, and vision is not that bad. First touch is good. 28 years old, have high aggression, but he didn't get that many yellow cards. When you use him don't use him as a ball-winning midfielder, I think that can be suicidal. His stamina is also good, so quiet player, did what he had to do. That's it, you know. And beside him, here you have Philippe Coco. He's started to be called up on the international games, capped at the under 23 level here. He's no Mazzella. He's in your second team when you start the game. For me, he became my first. I used Maurice Hagen here as a Carriero. We're going to show you that. And I used Philippe Cocu as my deep line playmaker. I brought him up for my second team. He's 20 years old when we start the game. I'm giving him a new contract. That's not much, you know, but his value is increasing. His stamina, he got acceleration, he got vision, he got work rate. Positioning is good, you know, but he does some mistakes out there as a playmaker. He keeps the ball sometimes too much, I think, especially under pressure, and the reason can be here. You see, you have only 8 here, so that can be the reason he have done that. And still, he's young, he's working on that. Something is also important here is that you work on specific things, because a change of 12 to 13 for example 13 to 14 in his passing, at this level it's extremely effective. So work on the things you want them to work on, you know. But anyway, he played he started half season to take the first spot, and he did a good job. He played in the second team last year. I think he did a good job for me. Then you also had Adrian Martinson. I think I bought him in. Yes, I think I bought him. He was a backup, you know, because I saw his passing, vision, decision, first touch. So this can be something for next year's that I should maybe loan him away, but the wage is low. So yeah, anyway, four game only. Then you have also Andreas Hagen. That is a 34-year-old player that was in the team. I tried him in the central, I tried him at the sides. At the end, he became a substitute. He played 16 games and 1 goal, 1 time prayer after the match. Nothing special, you know, because it's a lot of players with bad pace here, so it will work, you know. And the fullbacks you play against is bad pace too, but his flair is high, so that's important, you know. Determination is high, his work rate is good, his finishing and dribbling and first touch is also good, his technique is also good. So you also have one of your better players, Nikolai Solberg. He should bind up as soon as possible. And the thing with him is that he lacks in stamina and strength, but look at his determination. He's off the ball is not so good, but his passing is good. His technique is good. I use him as an inverted winger. His dribbling is good. No, I'm sorry, his finishing is good and his first touch is good. So, you know, get him to the goal, get him to pass sometimes is good. His vision is not that good, but it's not that bad either. He scored 9 goals, 4 assists, 7.7. Was an important player. Was much better than the other one. Here we saw the 30-year-old. I brought in Christopher Scorn here. I'm transfer listing him to sell him. I brought him in for 2 reasons: his crossing and his pace, because I use a winger at the right. You're gonna go look at the tactic later. 18 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, and he also have good long throws if you want to go use them. These have fallen down because we have a break from the season now, so they have a little bit better numbers. Anas Farah is also in the team. I didn't achieve to bring much. I'm gonna sell him if it comes offer for 7.k. I only use him 1 game as a substitute and 1 game in the cup. He have the potential here, but I don't see what I'm gonna make with him, because his estimation is good, his flair is good, okay, and his technique is good, but his dribbling is maybe. But I think by winning promotion, I don't see him doing so much. Look at his mental here, decision, concentration. He have nothing of those things. As you can see, the offensive players are not good in the defensive part, especially your wingers. Did you see Scorn here? 3 in tackling, bravery 8. So when you use these players at the sides, you need players who can back them off, both at midfield and defense. We're gonna go and look at that a little bit later. This is your best player, Thomas Drage, 69k. He had played 1 national game, not this season for Norway, but he had it when we start the game. His pace is okay, guys. Stamina is good, but his off the ball movement, his vision, his work rate, his teamwork, I think flair is good. Don't have the long shots. I used him first as an inverted winger, worked very well. I then used him as a winger, was even better. As a winger, he was much better. As you can see here, his assists came up to 15 in 28 games and 6 goals. Great player. Great player. Then we had Ricky Alba. Ricky Alba had extreme stats. 17, 26 goals at the season before, but that was in the 3rd division. So coming in here, I played with 2 strikers on a 4-4-2. I first used him as a pressing forward because of this one. It didn't work that well, but then I used him as a target man. It worked very well. His heading is low, but his jumping is okay. It's better than this. It's in 14, I think. So his finishing is okay, but scoring 16 goals in 25 games. He started only 18 games, so he started 18 games and scored 16 goals, because in the first of the part of the season, this was not my main striker. He works well, his teamwork is good, and that's important at this level, when your teamwork is high. And his strength is good too. Teamwork, you can link up, with the players around you, and it's important when you're using a 4-4-2. Mikael Nieves is, I thought, this is one of your main players when you start the game, but thank God he's leaving that game. He played 8 games. I can't see what he's good at, and I just got him in, so I couldn't sell him. His technique is good, his passing is okay, but it's too much lacking here. He's experienced attacking midfielder, but I didn't find a place for him. And I tried 5 games to try it out, but also in preseason I tried him out, but I didn't find a place. So leave him a go. Poor Kalmar that's gonna get him on free. He's injured for he's coming back. 6 months I think he was injured, but anyway, I started with this guy as my main striker because I thought, okay, we have to go with the target man. His heading is good and the jumping reach was 15 when the season was ended, I think. Strength is okay, work rate is good, but then I moved him as a pressing forward. The main issue with this player is that he misses a lot. Even though he had good heading and jumping reach, with his foot he loses the ball. With his heading, he gets a lot of chances, but he misses the chances. So I should have had him on the contract. I didn't thought his contract was going out, so now he's going to the Premiership. He got for free, so losing him, that was, especially I could get money for him. I don't get a €1 or pound or whatever. 11 goals, so I will be needing a target man, but target man at this level is not that hard to find, so it will be okay. I bought a lot of players in. I'm not going to through and look at that. I bought a lot of young players in that I have loaned out, but some players I sold. Håvard Åsheim, he was in the team. He's a right back. He can play the right back and central midfielder. Yeah, I sold him. Also, this one, the 17-year-old, he's 16 years old when he started the game. I gave him a contract right away. I loaned him out of the club, and this is a player that you can look at in the future. 13 in marking, heading, tackling, positioning. His decision is good. In a young age, 14 in decision, and natural fitness is good, so he can be good. And you also have one other thing. You have Stian Molde. I sold him too. He is left back. I should have maybe not sold him, but I thought I would get a new left back, but I didn't get him. So this is a good player at the left side. If I had him, he could be my first left back, especially when I had wingers that was so bad in defending, because his defending is better than the other one. Also, we had one more person, is this guy Noah Hermansen. He is maybe your biggest talent. This can be something big. So I loaned him out. Look at his heading, his marking, his tackling, his jumping. This could almost be my third defender. So next year, I think maybe I will bring him in. I will use him as a third defender in the team and give him some games. But it will be based on how good team I would have, But you can use him. If I hadn't brought in 2 new central defenders, I would have used this guy from the start maybe, because he's good. And you should make players that you can sell for a payment of money, and I think you can do with him in the first division, playing some games, he will increase his value. This is a young player. He played 26 games here. He played with our second team. Your second team is in third division, but they don't play games if you don't include it. I think they are third division. I'm not sure. So okay, that was that, guys. Then you go to the tactics. I played this tactic. I changed a lot. Sorry, but this was what worked best for me. What you have here is that you have the most technical midfield I had when I started the game. So, but you have also a lack of players working down here at the sides. So what we did, we went to the sweeper goalkeeper with Jensen here. You could if you play like that, you can ask him to start the game by going to your target man or go out there, because you have it's up to you. Okay, so we play with a fullback here. You need to have a fullback because Begby is best at a fullback. I think he can come up and cross a lot, and you can think, I need a lot of crosses because I got 2 physical, strong midfield strikers up front here. But don't do that, because you will be needing support. For example, Solberg here is good in defending, and when I use, for example, Drage at this side with Begby, it got a lot of goals against you. And so that was something I had to do. And I also shift the midfield here at the left side. Midfield that plays behind Dragic, it could defend behind Dragic. This guy don't defend. 2 tackling, bravery 8, work rate okay, but he can't win the ball. He just can't win the ball. Anyway, so fullback is support, so you can keep some support behind here. You need a defensive cover, and Coco will also give you that defensive cover, but his tackling, his bravery is not that much that either, so you will be needing double support here. And at the striker, I used Alba, Chelsea Johansson. This role was like this before, but I used Alba as a target man, as a support, and Chelsea Johansson attacking goal. Alba scored, both scores a lot of goals, guys. Both scores a lot of goals. I use Coco here as a deep lying playmaker to link up here, guys, so he can both support, and you also will be needing a deep lying playmaker to make, because you have good technical abilities based on your opponents. So your passing and things like that is good. So by keeping Coco here, he will get the ball, he will calm it down, especially when your central defenders is not that good with the ball. So yeah, but the problem was that if I use Coco here, some of the teams go high pressure, and he's a little bit dangerous so close to the goal, especially when he's under pressure. But at this part of the field, as in this division, they don't pressure much. They pressure here, but here is more, they don't get up on you. So yeah, he got more time here, so his compass were here will not be that big problem. Anyway, Marius Hagen is a career. Why I'm using him there? Because he will then be sitting here, and then he can go a little bit wider, but not higher. There's no point to attacking with 3 players at this side over here. Then you're killing yourself. And as well as I'm using a wing back and winger here, so I get him here, so you get a triangle. And it worked very well. Your main attacks come from the right side. At the left side, you score goals by Alba going wide and going behind the fullbacks. And a winger here, Drage was very good as a winger here, and good to have a winger here because you have two players coming out at the left side. So you got the crosses here, and then you have him covering behind as well as him for the second ball. So you got the ball outside, the cross came, they went in, then you have him backing up over here, and then you have Coco as a deep line playmaker shifting the ball here. We won a lot of second ball, and then when we crossed it, we won the second ball, we kept the ball in the team, and then we scored, get a chance after that. We used two central defenders, no point of using a ball playing defender. And the thing is, Begby is also that he's a little bit more calm with the ball, and his passing is okay, his first touch is okay, he's calm, so we could, it's important to also have him as a fullback so he doesn't go too high up in the build-up, so he can be helping out with these three guys here. And Lindstrom is also okay with the ball, so you could also use him as a fullback, so they could help a little bit with your center backs, and you can ask the goalkeeper to start at the wide to the fullbacks. I use positive all of my games, and I changed a little bit, guys, the system, but this was the system that worked the best for me. This was the system absolutely worked best for me. I asked the player to go through middle, and some say, but why did you do that? You have a target man, but the play started here, but we had deep players here, so yes, and the ball went wide. And the other point is that I looked at teamwork here. Our highest teamwork part was in the central field of the field, 13, 12. Alba has also teamwork that is 14, and as well as Kjelsrud Johansen. For me, teamwork is very important because I think teamwork is the main part of the play where you're linking up as well. Teamwork, you're working as a team. They can work as a team, both as with the ball and without the ball. So, and as well as I saw the central part of my field here was the part that we were technically better gifted than our opponent, so I wanted the ball there. But it didn't mean that we didn't use this, the all of chance come here. But when I had it in the middle, they got a little bit more play here, and it automatically went wide, because you also can see here that we play very narrow, and a part of that is, again, we are technically better in the middle of the field, as well as I think some of the teams played high pressure, and I want them to be more compact. I used work ball into the box, and the reason was suddenly they went to just throw the ball up front, especially Movoto and Kim Skogsrud, and they got the ball here, they smell it forward, and the technical ability is not that well. And the other part is I could go with hit early crosses, but I think then the ball will come behind the defense sometimes. They don't have the pace to attack that. So I needed to keep them there. I needed to move in Kjelsrud and Alba into the goal and get some goals from that part. We had a higher tempo because the reason was the higher tempo is I think we could manage it based on our technical ability. We were better than our opponents, so we had a higher tempo. We had shorter passing as up in this. These players automatically will. These are not Xavi and Nesta. They will hit the ball. It will be. You will not keep the ball. We had the ball almost 60%, I think, every game. But your opponent, almost many of them use tall strikers. And we are using him as a deep line playmaker in defense. We have him as a fullback support. So we wouldn't be hitting that much. It was not so scary to be hitting on breaks that much in this game, in this save. So I think it worked. Floated crosses because I had two big players up there. Could maybe use something else, but anyway, that worked very well. In transition, we counter press. We didn't counter because I saw anyway our players, they just automatically goes a lot. Since we have maybe a higher tempo here, when we won the ball, they attacked directly. So if I hit this one, I think it will be an overload. So I didn't use it. You could use it, but then also you don't have that many counter-attack players. But in the other part of the game, you do have two strikers and almost two very high up players at the sides. So you could maybe start some counter-attacking. But I think then the team will be stretched a lot. I distributed to the goalkeeper, the center backs. Not that they were very good with the ball, but I started to go to the target man, but I lost the ball sometimes, and my central midfielders couldn't win the other second ball that many times. This worked, but you have to distribute it quickly. You could also go, I think maybe the smartest thing was to go to fullbacks. Remember also many of the teams here used 4-4-2, so your center backs will maybe be under pressure. Out of possession, we didn't go high defensive line as our pace is low. I sometimes went also this way, but if I saw the opponents gave a lot of crosses, I went this to more standard. I had the standard line of engagement, and I could go, for example, with higher, but the problem is if this became too much, the space between these two is too much. In my opinion, if this goes up here, then you see that your midfielders have to cover a bigger space. When they have to cover a more bigger space, the problem I think will be there that you need to have players that can do that job. This space is for the strikers and the wingers, right? Look at this. This is for the strikers, wingers. So when I do like this, I fill them out, then they have to win it there. If not, you will be punished at this part. So you have to have a midfielder. Sometimes some ask me, I sometimes use, for example, extreme like this. They say, well, why is it too big? The space is too big. If you have a midfield and a defense that can cover up this, it's okay. The main objective is for the strikers and wingers what's happened in front of there. They could pressure higher up our two strikers, but if I go like this, I will stretch the team because these two will sometimes come up and it will be too much room for those two to go. Why didn't I go like this? Because I didn't have a counter-attack team. It was no point of doing this for me. I have two slow strikers up front. I use it in a way Fabio Capello style. So that was that guy. Set pieces, I will not go into it, but set pieces is important. Set pieces is very important. Is extremely important. Would I say I would like this game from 1 to 10? I think this was an 8. I would maybe I will play more with this team. I will try to get them to the Premier League. I will not give any more. I don't think I will have many more videos of this team. But should you test it? Absolutely. If you want to test a new team, new country, this is a different league system. This is a different contract system here. In a way, a different contract system because the contracts goes out much faster and the buying players is almost cheap. Many of the players are amateur, you can get them for free. You're one of the teams that have the ability to go up. You just need the push to get up. So yes, this is fun because you are not over. When you go up into the highest division, you still have the facilities to have that. You just need the money. So when you go out there, you need to sell some players. You need to make some name, sell players, so you can build up your training facilities as well as maybe getting better youth facilities. So you have to work with that part. And your team is a central part of Norway, so you can get a lot of players in. Should you try it? My opinion, yes. If you like the movie, guys, if you like the video, hit the like button and you can also subscribe. That's also a possibility. Thank you guys and bye bye.